Hello, everybody. Oh, got my wings on today. And I thought I would come on here and do a collective live and answer one card questions for y'all subscribers because I appreciate you. And a lot of you guys have been with me for a minute now. So I thought I would come on here and do one free card for subscribers. I am going to give people time to get notified and we'll do a collective. So I'm just trying to decide which deck should we use, which deck should we use. Let's start with some of these, the Chakra Wisdom Oracle. I'm gonna vibe check. And then as people enter the room, if you guys are even available and out there, I'll do a free question for you guys, just one card. All right, so if you guys have never been to my channel before, you know that I talk about the collective unconscious. And honestly, it's really important when it comes to tarot because when I'm reading for the individual signs, the same cards are going to come out because believe it or not, the collective unconscious is a real thing. And a lot of the times we're all experiencing similar situations. It looks differently on paper, but it's the same situation because the astrology does affect us. So, for example, I saw a lot of the Hermit because we're in the year number 9, and that's Hermit energy. So the Hermit card, it comes out a lot, and we're still in 2025, which is the year number 9. So that is an example of what I see collectively as a reader in these readings astrologically. Okay, so what's coming out? Insecurity. Yes, this is normal. Everybody has insecurities, and if they tell you they don't, it's probably not true. Okay, this is the root chakra we have here. It could also be a trigger and or a deterrent in relationships. Insecurities can cause jealousies. We have the devil on here because this is devil energy. Why is it devil energy? Because it's not good for you to entertain negative self-talk. If you don't have a good relationship with yourself, it's going to be very difficult to have a healthy relationship with anyone else. Just like RuPaul says, if you don't love yourself, how the heck can you love anybody else? Okay, it doesn't matter what your gender is. If you have insecurities, that's devil energy. That's negative self-talk. And it will come up in relationships. I don't care if you have a good relationship or a bad relationship, healthy one, toxic, whoever the person is going to mirror back to you your insecurities. So that's what we talk about, the shadow, healing the shadow self. Yes, guys, I will be taking one question, one card for subscribers at the end. I'm just going to do a quick little collective first, and then I will be answering your questions. Impatience. This is the other thing that I struggle with in relationships is I want the relationship to just evolve already. But the thing is that when you rush relationships, when you rush anything, there's such a thing called divine timing, and you will struggle exponentially if you try and defy divine timing. So have patience in everything that you do. Patience is a virtue. This is also the throat chakra. Take your time and communicate properly and have patience when you communicate. All right. So there could be some insecurities around how long it's taking you to find your divine counterpart. I hear that. Some of you could be having this thought. We all have this thought. Why is it taking so long for me to meet someone? Is there something wrong with me? No, you have some shadow work to do. Okay. So mysticism. I love it when this card comes out because I'm literally a mystic. And I feel like a lot of you guys are low-key mystics as well. Okay, if you're watching tarot, if you're into spirituality, if you like astrology, you're low-key a mystic and you have abilities. We all do. So tap into that, your own, mystical. This is also the third eye chakra. And the way that I see that is that if insecurities and impatient are blocking your third eye chakra, you won't be able to tap into your natural abilities. Okay. So, hey guys, you can go ahead and put your questions in the comment and I will in the chat and I will pick some questions at random to pull a card for. Okay, I haven't done this in a while, but Now is the time. If you're a subscriber, you can put your question in the chat and I will pull a card for you. All right, so let's get the tarot while I wait for y'all. What is going on in the tarot with the Tarot Collective? Okay, so going on. We also have release here. So this is 2025. We're not astrologically in 2026 yet. So a lot of us could be releasing shame. We could be releasing sadness. We could be releasing relationships, releasing old versions of ourselves. I see there's a gravestone there. Maybe you lost someone in 2025. What are we releasing as we enter February, March? Could be releasing fighting. Hey guys, go ahead and put your question in the chat. If you're already a subscriber, the chat's only open for subscribers, okay? If not, I'm just gonna do collective live. So I feel like fighting. I know there's this energy of, especially because we have the Knight of Swords and we have impatience. So slowing down before you communicate, not reacting, but having a reaction, not reacting, can really quell a lot of fights. If you're patient with your communication, if you slow down, if you express yourself clearly, that can really avoid a lot of fights. And it's really important because this Knight of Swords energy is a warrior that with the people around you that you care about, to not attack them like you're a soldier going into battle. Okay. So I have to remember that with my family, not just with my partners. If I want to avoid fighting with anyone, I've got to be patient with my communication. I've got to be clear with my communication. And I don't want to react out of my shadow self, which is insecurities and impatience. Just remember that we're all humans on a rock in space. Isolation, Three of Swords. This is what we're releasing. Okay. This is the Three of Swords. This is pain. This is heartbreak. Feeling lonely can make you feel that. And, I feel like relationships can end because there's a lot of fighting and then it puts you in that. So some of you guys could be crying. Okay. When we have release, it's okay to cry. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. Even if there was a relationship that maybe you fought a lot and you felt rejected a lot, it's okay to cry. We need to have that release, that grieving period, and to not project whatever you're going through emotionally on the people around you. I had to deal with this recently. I had been rejected and wanted to spend time with my family. And I definitely projected a lot of my insecurities. I projected onto them because I was rejected and I felt alone and I felt hurt. And it caused a lot of fights with people who weren't even the cause of that rejection. So I'm sending you a big hug. If you maybe had to end a relationship or broke up with someone, or if there was a lot of fighting, okay. It's a natural part of life. And to have a pause, feel your feelings, transmute that energy before you snap back. And because I know that when we're in the moment and we're heated and we're upset, we'll just say stuff and then we have to backpedal. So in order to stop that from happening, we take a pause, we take a minute, we feel what we're feeling, and then we try and silence the criticism inside, silence the insecurities, silence it, so that you're not reacting in a way that later you might regret. And that goes for all relationships. The Master. A lot of you guys, I feel like, look to tarot or look to gurus and masters for wisdom, but what I think that we forget is that we all have our own shaman within us. We all have wisdom. We have lived experience. And to me, this is about becoming more aware of the master within you, more aware of your own knowledge, of your own wisdom. And that helps you. It helps you to master your emotions, 100%. And especially with this fighting, Three of Swords, isolation, and Master, it's giving like solitude It's giving like I'm keeping to myself because I don't feel good and I don't want to lash out at people, but it's also giving that this is something that I feel like the collective is rising into ascension and understanding, that I don't have to look outside myself to help me deal with things. Your own inner wisdom, your emotions will tell you something, right? Maybe if you don't realize that you're hurt and you look at your behavior, it's like, am I acting like someone who's hurt? So having that awareness, breakthrough and creativity. So we have breakthrough and we have creativity. This is the Empress energy. I think this is, let me see, 10, 11. Ooh, is this judgment? So this is justice. This is a justice card, and it's about balance. But the justice card is Libra energy, and this is Taurus energy. So having a breakthrough in your creativity, having a breakthrough in your lived experience by harmonizing the dark and the light. Okay, so this is karma, 100% justice is karma, but karma is not what we think. Karma is our actions, karma is our words, right? It's not what goes around comes around, although we like to think of it that way. So I feel like a lot of you guys could be having a breakthrough with something that you're creating here. Maybe you're seeing things differently. Maybe the pendulum is swinging the other way. Maybe you're transmuting some of this pain into creativity. What are you going to create? Justice and the Empress. Sometimes we use that pain and it propels us into, because I do feel like some of you guys could have had a lot of fights with partners or family members, or if you were in a toxic relationship, you felt rejected, whatever the case may be. I feel like you guys are having a breakthrough in how you deal with that. Like I think that you've come a long way and maybe aren't reacting to things the way that you used to. So less fighting, more compromising, and transmuting pain into creativity, which I love. And that just as I was explaining the justice card here, breakthrough, when something happens to us because of there's a consequence to our actions, we can sometimes have a realization that helps us change the way that we do things. But now we have temperance, which is integration. So that's alchemy. When I was saying transmuting, alchemizing is very similar to that. So temperance is taking chemicals, how do I explain this? It's taking the sadness and turning it into a piece of art. That's alchemizing. That's transmuting. So I feel like there is this healing energy. A lot of you guys are having a breakthrough, and there could be something good that happens to you as a consequence of you integrating your dark night of the soul. So you're learning, you're healing, you're transmuting, you're teaching yourself how to alchemize. So artists do that all the time. And that's probably why the Empress is here with creativity. When you're heartbroken, a singer will take that heartbreak and turn it into a beautiful song. A painter will take that heartbreak and turn it into a beautiful painting. Us regular folks, and when I say regular folk, I mean, if you're not artistically inclined like that, you can still transmute and alchemize. For example, you could be like, okay, instead of feeling bad that I had to end a relationship because we were fighting all the time, I'm going to look at myself, I'm going to look at my character, and I'm going to have a glow up. I'm going to take care of myself better. I'm going to not be so reactive. That's still alchemy. I'm going to go to the gym more. You know what I mean? I'm going to get a better job and I'm going to elevate or whatever. That's still alchemy. That's still the temperance card. That's still having a breakthrough. So yeah, relationships are compromised. And, if you're fighting all the time with someone, or maybe your partner is acting condescending to you and you don't know how to express that, right? So then we compromise. So then how do I express things to this person in a better way? Or do I just leave it and chalk it up to a lesson? I'm having a breakthrough. Karma is actions and thoughts. So I just feel like a lot of you guys are leveling up spiritually, stealing things from like a more ascended place with the master here. We're not all shamans. We're not all like Buddhist monks. Okay, we can't all be like that. But that doesn't mean that we don't have a certain amount of wisdom that we can apply. Like, do I really need to react to someone triggering me? Do I really need to do that? Do I really need to project onto this person? No, I don't. I can respond in a different manner. I'm alchemizing. I'm changing for the better. The miser and friendliness. You know what? I don't like that this deck is the Osho Zen Tarot, and I don't like that they have miser on the Four of Pentacles because I think that's the negative way to see the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles holds onto their energy. So what I see you guys doing out there, collective, is you're holding onto your energy. You're learning to be more discerning with the people that you give to, the people that you spend your time, energy, money, and intimacy on, right? Friendliness. Maybe you're taking your time and you're starting out as friends with people before you date them. Maybe you're being more discerning with the friends that you pay for their dinner. Okay, so there's a sense of protection around you because you want to have harmony in your relationships, and you don't want to feel like when you're being generous to someone resentful later because you did something for someone and they didn't do anything back for you, or you know what I mean. So there's two things that I'm getting with that. One is protection. The other is not falling into people pleasing behaviors, because it can be, we all know people pleasing is detrimental to our mental health. So being more discerning with who you give your money to, who you give your time to, who you're generous to, because we do things because we want people to feel good, not because we want something in return. It's really important distinguishing factor. All right. Suppression. How you guys doing out there? Aloneness. See, this is the card I was telling you I've been seeing a lot. It's still coming out. We have aloneness. So a lot of you guys could be feeling alone. And as I was saying before, it's important to have patience when it comes to attracting up or manifesting what we want in our life, because divine timing is always at play. And we're still in the year 2025. We're still in the year of the hermit, the year of the snake. And there's this energy of I'm still not ready. I'm still not ready to be in a relationship. I'm still not ready to take the next step. There's still something that I need to learn here. You're still transmuting this energy, because you don't want to rush into a relationship thinking I'm healed, I'm good, and then you realize, oh, I've attracted the same person. So aloneness, the hermit. And it's not necessarily that you're all alone all the time. No, it's that you are pulling your energy back, being more discerning with where you go, who you give your time, energy, attention to, and having more wisdom. Because if you don't learn the lessons, you're going to repeat it. That's what happens. So, and this is why I do collectives, because it's the same energy that's been coming out, because we're still in the year 2025. And then we have the Hanged Man. So the Hermit and the Hanged Man together, sitting in your own wisdom, because the Hanged Man is also a step back, but it's getting a different perspective on it. That's alchemization too. Hey, hello. Yes, I'm doing one card for subscribers. So if you guys are interested, you can put your question in the chat. So what I'm seeing here is, I definitely feel like a spiritual time out. I can't wait until we enter Fire Horse, you guys. That's not happening until next month. Okay, the energy is going to pick out, but so a lot of people could just be chilling. Maybe you're not going out as much. Maybe you're keeping more things to yourself. Maybe you're trying to get a different perspective on things. The Hanged Man also prophesizes with the Hermit. That's God energy. With the Hanged Man, it's this Pisces energy. But yeah, it's like you're hanging back and using your own wisdom to see the patterns in people's behaviors. Because I see it all the time. People ask me all the time in the comments, does Kevin like me? If you sat, like, that's an example. Does Kevin, does Jerry, does Stephanie, do they like me? If you sat back and use your own wisdom and your own ability to take a different perspective on it. Does that person like you? You can decide. You could see the patterns of their behavior. Oh, you know what? They're not messaging me, they're not texting me, they're not showing up where I'm at, they're not putting in effort. So maybe they don't like me that much. Yes. Ding 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 ding, but also have you expressed yourself to them? No. What would happen if you did? Prophesize that. Vision that in your head. Envision it in your head right now. So, and that's what I tell people, you guys, because a lot of you guys, we have mysticism here. Our mystics, our psychics, our intuitives. Okay, psychic just means your mind. So use your wisdom, use that inner voice, and try and visualize things. Because like I said, if someone likes you, I feel like you would know, and if they don't, have you expressed yourself. So anyways, there's this stepping back and prophesizing, trying to imagine how things are going to go, trying to alchemize, trying to turn pain into a good experience. Okay, alchemizing, transmuting the pain of whatever you guys have been releasing in this year. Okay, not everybody is releasing a relationship. Some of you guys are releasing an old way of being, or a way of thinking. For me, I'm trying to release generational curses. It's not just a curse, it's generation and generation of doing things a certain way. So there's a lot of things to consider when we're releasing things. Playfulness and sharing. So we have in this deck, this is so weird. The Queen of Wands is sharing, which I don't understand that, but we have playfulness, and I love that because, and this is red. This to me screams fire horse energy. So this is good news, feeling lighter in your spirit again, maybe finally accepting that something didn't work for me, but that's in my best interest. The divine is always working for me. I know it's hard when somebody is grieving a relationship or grieving someone to be like, it's in your best interest that it didn't work. But it's true, right? Okay, so this Queen of Wands energy to me, even though it says sharing on there, it's about confidence. And this red is like building the confidence, having passion again, and finding play and communicating. Because especially because there we had the Knight of Swords over here, which is that oppressive energy of fighting and yelling, trying to make things happen, wherever it is in here. And this is like the polar opposite of that. So I'm hoping that, the next relationship you guys get into isn't so serious, that it's more playful. And the way to do that is to just have more confidence, but also cutting people off quicker. So Queen of Wands has confidence. Page of Wands is playful, is flirty, and, moves forward and delivers really good news. Because you see that there? I actually love this Page of Wands. It reminds me of Elton John because it's just creating magic everywhere they go. And when you step into that energy of lighthearted energy, whimsy, mysticism, and magic, and all of that, if your character is made up of that, people will want to be around you. And that's what I'm seeing with these two cards together here. And I think a lot of you guys probably don't realize how much your presence is important, how much you as an empath, if you're here right now, you're an empath probably, and how to harness that in your day-to-day life attracts people more than you realize. Yes, 2026 doesn't start until March, you guys. And this energy, we're going to be ramping up. There's some kind of, I don't always keep up with the astrology, but I know February there's going to be a Mercury retrograde, you guys. So be aware of that. And there's some kind of Jupiter conjunction. So next year is going to be a really happy year for most of the signs. There's going to be ups and downs. It's normal. But I feel like, once March, even like March, April hits Aries season, it's off to the races. Okay. And this is Aries energy. So that fire horse energy picks up. We're going to be more playful. There's going to be good news for all of the zodiac signs. And I love that. I think that we could all use it because a lot of people have been, in this stuck, stale energy. fighting with people, sadness. And it's like we just need to transmute that. We need to clear that. We need to get our mojo back. Okay. I'm hearing the song by The Doors, Mojo Rising. What's the name of that song? Got your mojo rising. I don't know. Your mojo will be rising in March, in April. You're going to be more playful. Okay, that fire horse energy is moving us forward. We're coming out of this dead of winter hermit energy. I'm sick of prophesizing. I'm sick of sitting alone. Okay, I just want to have some fun. That's coming. It's coming. And I know that there's a lot going on in the streets. I'm not talking about that here right now. Okay. What are you saying there? Oh, okay. Woo! And then we have totality, Five of Wands. I'm telling you, it keeps talking about fighting. The Five of Wands, the Knight of Swords. It keeps talking about fighting. So, and the reason this is coming out is because I feel like some of you guys were really dealing with that, okay? And this Five of Wands can look like friendship, but it's competition. And then we have the Four of Swords. So I just think that you guys are just not dealing with that toxicity anymore. If you guys know who Nick Hustles is on YouTube, he's got all these songs and it's hilarious. It's literally like what's one song called? I don't know. He has a song literally about that. Like, I'm done with this toxic BS or something like that. And I'm just hearing that, because I feel like you guys are learning your lessons, you're learning your value, and you don't want to waste time with people who are going to compete with you. If they're going to throw you in a pick me, if they're going to compete with you, if they're going to be low key jealous of you, that's friends, family members, lovers. And it's just like, I don't need to compete for someone's attention. I also don't want to be in a relationship where I'm constantly met with drama. That's not worth my time, right? So there's the stepping back from that. And the only time that the Five of Wands is actually a good thing is when it comes to business. So maybe you guys are strategizing how you can stand out in your business or in your job, whatever you do, because there's this like I'm sitting back, I'm watching, but I'm planning, I'm strategizing. How can I get out on top? And I say this all the time on here, you guys. You are the sum total of the 5 people you spend the most amount of time with. So if you're spending like all of your time with people you fight with all the time, maybe low key they don't like you. Maybe low key you're sabotaging yourself by spending time with people who have no ambition, who just want to fight with you, who are low key in competition with you, who talk about other people, who are just not where you want to be in life. Never take advice from people who aren't living the life that you want, ever. They don't know how to do it. So I feel like there's a total like stepping back from these type of toxic relationships, and maybe just being like, it's cool that I'm alone because I'm in my peace. I'm peaceful when I'm by myself. Four of Swords. Because the Four of Swords comes after the Three of Swords. So in the Three of Swords, we already pulled that Three of Swords. My heart's broken. I feel rejected. How can I feel better about it? Well, the more time that passes from that person, place, or thing that wasn't right for you, the more you'll realize, shoot, I really dodged a bullet there. I wouldn't have gotten this opportunity had I stayed with that person, or if had I kept hanging out with that friend like that. They were really talking about me behind my back like that. And the more times that passes, the more you'll get into that energy. But also there's strategizing of how can I get out on top, get away from those people. That's how, 100%. Okay. This is that totality. I don't know what you're saying there, but okay. Okay, I love it. Okay, stepping back from that. I love it. I love it, you guys. March with, and here we go. See, there's that playful energy again. Three of Cups. It's a playful energy. I don't. Tom Z, did you have a question? I'm doing one card for subscribers today. So, I love this because they're dancing in the rain. Is there a song? There's a song called Singing in the Rain. Maybe you'll hear that. But I think that you guys are going to have something to celebrate. Either that or you're just, like this card said over here, trying to have more fun and cutting out people who constantly argue with you or are in competition with you will make you feel lighter. And, find the people who you can celebrate with. The people who celebrate your wins, not the people who are secretly jealous of it and sending you the evil eye. But I love that. I think that you guys are going to have a reason to celebrate, or you're just trying to, you know, be more playful. Just trying to be more playful. Okay. People are always asking me for questions, and I finally do a question live, and you guys are nowhere to be found. Okay, that's okay. I'll be back, you guys. I'll be back to do free questions. So if you haven't subscribed yet, you're going to want to do that because I'm going to start implementing free questions for people again. We have Two of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles. So I just feel like I really hate this card in this deck because it says schizophrenia on it. But the way that I see that is crippling indecision and in regards to who you want to be around. Two of Swords, there could be some serious indecision in regards to where you want to work, or if you want to be single, because the Nine of Pentacles in this deck is ripeness. So there's like just like this feeling in your head, can't make a decision because you want something that's going to work for you. You want something that is going to bear fruit, and that's with the people that you spend time with, the job that you pursue, right? There's something on here called, it says ripeness. So, and the way that I see that is in an indecision in regards to where you're gonna where to invest. And I'm not like a financial advisor, but the Nine of Pentacles gives things away, but they keep some things for themselves, and that has to do with just your energy. And because I was saying that before, I feel like we don't realize how precious our presence and our energy is. So for example, you can think about it next time you get invited to a party. You can think about your energy, your presence at this person's party. Think of it as money. Like, is it going to be really worth my time? Am I going to be getting something back? Or am I just going to be giving away all my attention and money? Okay. And you can think about that. Think that way in regards to everything that you do. Is this job really giving back to me the way that I give to it? That will kind of help some of this indecision. Two of Swords indecision. Is this relationship giving back to me the way I'm giving to it? Is this friend giving to me the way I'm giving to it? Do they really appreciate my energy, or do they just want what I have? So that will help you with this indecision here. We have decisions to make every day, you guys. All right. Conditioning. So this is the Ten of Swords in this deck. And I was saying it before, I just feel like you guys are transmuting pain and betrayal. But in this deck, because a lot of you guys are very, very unique, and we're all humans, we're all unique, we all have, you know, different fingerprints and things like that. But in this deck, the lion has been raised by these sheep, and then the lion didn't know that it wasn't a sheep, and the lion always felt bad about who it was because it didn't look like the sheep. But the thing is that the lion, they don't run in a pack. A lot of you guys don't celebrate your uniqueness the way that you should, because society has trained you that your differences are bad, and they aren't. So I just feel like this is a devil card. So and we started out with the devil, you know, the devil energy. There it is right there. Those insecurities are really going to mess with your ability to make a decision about what's best for you, because you'll have other people in your head, you know, other people's thoughts and opinions of you, how they think that you look. And that's the devil energy. So celebrate your uniqueness. And, you know, we're trying to overcome getting validation from other people based on our character. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that helps. Celebrate your uniqueness, celebrate your difference. Maybe you're not a sheep, maybe you're a lion, maybe you're meant to, you know, roam on your own. There's nothing wrong with that. So it's radical self-acceptance which is really hard to do in a society that wants you to change how you look, change how you eat, change all the time. So radical self-acceptance and really tackling that inner critic. Participation. I do feel like you guys are going to be celebrating something. I mean, as a collective, I feel like we're all going to be in this more playful energy. So some of you guys could have some like I mean, we just came out of the new year, so you were probably celebrating with your family and your friends. But the Four of Wands, this is literally a celebration, or it's actually participation. So you could be participating in things. Maybe you're joining clubs, maybe you're joining a run club or something like that. But I don't know. There's this energy collectively of I want to participate in that. Like I want to be part of my community. I want to be active in my community. And it's important because since we came out of this hermit energy, this solitude, this aloneness, now it's like we're re-entering the world IRL, getting off our phones, going out, joining something, and feeling a part of the community again. That really helps you, especially if you're single or if you just broke up or something like that, whatever you're going through, even if you're in a relationship, it's important to have things that you do on your own independently that don't involve your partner, because if that relationship doesn't last, you need to have people around you. You need to have finding your tribe of people who celebrate you and are not competitive with you. So participating in things, finding your tribe. Oh, my throat hurts. I'm probably going to get out of here, you guys. I'm surprised y'all didn't want a question. Oh, you don't know what to ask? I can pull a card for you, Tom. All right, Tom wants a card. You can call me Ginger. I don't like telling my name, you guys. I like to be private on here. All right, let's see. If you have a question, go ahead and put it in there. Or I can just pull a card for you. Let's get a different deck. My glands are sore. I'm probably going to get off of here. So, Tom, if you have a question, I'll pull a card for you. I hope that you guys understood what I was saying here about conditioning and insecurities and divine timing. Let's pull a card for Tom. I haven't done this in a long time, so I might be a little rusty. So sometimes we don't know what to ask you guys, but spirit angels and guides, they're going to pull what they want to pull anyways. Sometimes I'll ask a question about one thing, and it's like, no. This is what you're really thinking about. This is really what you really need to focus on. That's how tarot works. It's not always nice. It's not always fun. It can be really straight up in your face. It's like, thanks a lot. Hi. All right, Tom. I don't know. I'll pull a card for you if you're still there. Yes, so I'm pulling one card for subscribers, you guys. The chat's open for subscribers. I'm slowly bringing back the questions. All right. Let's pull a card for Tom. Oh, the Hanged Man. All right. So the Hanged Man did come out in the collective reading. We have the Hanged Man. This is Pisces energy. I don't know what sign Tom is. Is your name Sonia? I'm just doing one card for subscribers. So Tom, this is the Hanged Man. I don't know if you live in a cold place or not. If you see birds, if you see a crow specifically, I'm seeing a crow on here. And I don't know if you live in the city or not, because it looks like a small town, a rural area, and I'm seeing trees. So I don't know. But this is the Hanged Man, and you could be also in a time out, of kind of a forced time out. But the Hanged Man goes upside down to see a different perspective, and they prophesize. Okay, so whatever you're experiencing right now, it's putting you kind of on pause. because I feel like there's something that you need to work through here. So, and potentially you yourself could feel like you're having difficulty moving forward with something in your life. And that's, that's the spirit, that's the divine. And, it's a time of reflection and it's a time to look at things differently because sometimes we get caught in our head. So I don't know. There's something about you just needing to take a step back and just needing to listen to your own energy right now and try and get a different perspective. And what I was saying before about how the hanged man prophesizes, you could be getting downloads right now. And when I say downloads, that's dreams, that's visions. Um, you could be having intrusive thoughts or something like that. Well, what that is spirit talking to you. So I feel like your guys are trying to talk to you right now. They're probably sending you signs, signals, synchronicities, and potentially sometimes it comes through songs. So if you're in a timeout right now, meaning like nothing's really happening for you, or you're not moving forward with anything, or there was a relationship breakup, or a job loss, or maybe you're just alone a lot. I don't know. Maybe there's something that you need to reconsider. When the hangman comes out, that's a pause for you to reconsider and listen to your guides right now because they're talking to you. I hope that makes sense. I don't know if you're still there. Okay, so okay, yes, just one. Whatever comes out is wonderful. Of course. What is your name, Sonia? Okay, Tom, I hope that helps you. If you're feeling like you're not able to make things happen for you right now, your world is about to be turned upside down. Okay, this is the pause that happens, right? It's like the calm before the storm. And I'm not suggesting that bad things are going to happen to you, but you're being prepared for something. You're being prepared for something. All right. Now when I just said your world's about to be turned upside down, I automatically thought of Stranger Things and that song that they played in Stranger Things, Upside Down. So you can listen to that song. I can't remember how it goes, otherwise I would sing it. Upside down, boy, you turn me inside out. Upside down. That's your song. What are you saying? You're welcome. Yeah, I don't know what your circumstances are or what's going on with you, but your guides are trying to get through to you, 100%. And they're giving you downloads. They're giving you little snippets of what's to come. All right. So for Sonia, let's see what comes up. Got this new deck called Tarot of the Abyss. It was a gift and I love it. So that's what we're using. Sonia, you say you didn't have a question? Sonia is offline? Oh. Well, she can come back later and watch it. I don't see anyone else in the chat, so we'll pull a card for her anyway. She basically got, oh, there she is. No, ma'am, I'm here. All right, so listen. Oh, you got the Hermit card. So honestly, this is very similar to what I had for Tom. And you can rewind and you can see the collective reading I did. We're still in the year number 9. We're still in this hermit energy, okay? She has a snake in her hand because 2025 was the year of the snake, and astrologically, we're still in 2025. So the hermit, this is God telling you that there's something that you need to release. This is the snake, okay? And in spirituality, I don't know if you're a Virgo or a Scorpio. I don't know what your sign is, Tom. I don't know if you're Pisces or if there was a Pisces around you. I don't know. But this is Virgo energy and it's God. So I feel like what is coming through for me and probably for both of you guys is that there's some kind of internal mechanism that is trying to speak with you. And I don't know if you are single, if you spend a lot of time alone, if there's something that you're trying to shed, or if there's some kind of change that you're making, or maybe you're just bored and in the house. but this is still God. Okay. The hermit is still God. And the snake is still represents this change that needs to happen for you. So I don't know. I think that you are probably going through a spiritual awakening right now. And spirit is whatever is out there is trying to tell you to trust in your own wisdom. Okay. Oh, you're talking to a Virgo? That's so funny. Well, that's probably what this is all about, the hermit, this Virgo energy. But so that's really all I get with this. It really is just for you to trust in your inner God, goddess, whatever, your own wisdom. Um, but yeah, the snake is on there. So I don't know, you probably aren't living in an area where there's snakes, but this person could be different from you. And is what I'm hearing is this person could be very different from you. And there's something about not being bit. So I don't know why that's coming out for me. And I feel like that's kind of a metaphor. Like when I look at this, I feel like you're looking at this snake or this person or whatever, and they could be different from you. If they are, that's not necessarily a bad thing. But there's something about change here. Okay. Yeah. So because because I think that you're going through a spiritual awakening. And the thing is that you're going to when you start we've all been in the hermit energy because 2025 is the year of the snake. I don't know, I'll say this till I'm blue in the face. We've all been in this energy whether we're spending time with people or not. It's the great awakening and you're no different, I just feel like what's happening is that you're learning to trust yourself a little more and not rely on other people's validations. What's going to happen after that is you're going to start attracting different types of people. And, you'll probably start attracting people who are okay in silence, people who maybe they're different from the normal people that you attracted. That's what happens after we go through this phase of this hermit phase, right? Because we're elevating and it's like because it's God energy and because we're like trusting the process, it's almost like saying that you have to now that you are okay being alone, you have to now kind of learn to trust your judgment when it comes to something. But also like would God approve of this? So that's that wisdom. But instead of saying, would God approve of this? Would my higher self approve of this person, of this situation? Because, in order to kind of overcome that subconscious urge to date people like our parents, we have to do that. We have to attract people who are different than what we normally would. So I don't know if this is about dating or whatever is it about, because when we, like, for example, for me, I used to be the type of person to go out all the time, and I don't do that anymore. I stay home more because I realize the value of my own presence, and I realize the type of people I was attracting in living that lifestyle. So now the type of people I attract are different. They're more mature, they're more enlightened, but they're not like the type of people that I'm normally attracted to because I've went through a spiritual awakening. And now I really do stop and ask more questions and I'll say to myself, would my inner higher power approve of this person? Would my higher self approve of this person? Would God approve of these people? And I ask myself that now. And it's really changed a lot. So I don't know. That's kind of what I'm getting with this. It's hard when you're just pulling one card, but I hope that made sense. You're a Capricorn. Oh, good to know. But yeah, I don't know. Just trust your judgment. So yeah, I just think that you're going through an internal change, and it's a good thing. So I hope that helped. Oh, thank you. Tom says, why Capricorn is funny. Oh, I don't know, because you pulled the Hermit card. Or, I mean, you pulled the Hanged Man. But we don't always pull our sign because we have all 12 signs in our natal chart. And if you were like, for example, if I went to see an astrologer, they would tell me that I'm a Cancer, not a Pisces, because that's my rising. And anyway, yeah, I like to talk about astrology on here because I do the individual sign reads, but it gets really complicated when you learn about your natal chart and how it works. Like, oh, actually, I should be watching for my rising and my moon. Oh, actually, I should be watching for my Venus sign when it comes to love. You know what I mean? But yeah, you pulled the Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man is prophesizing. So what that tells me, Tom, is that you're not listening to your downloads. Like you're like me, for example, when I have inner dialogue in my head, I'll sometimes dismiss it. For example, the other day I was sitting in my chair and there was like this framed picture by my feet, and I kept telling myself to move it. I'm going to break it because the chair is going to hit it. And I didn't listen to myself. I was prophesizing and I didn't listen. And that thing broke. The chair hit it. It fell over. The glass cracked. And I was like, I was prophesizing and I did not listen to my inner voice. I just shut it off. So it's important. So, anyways, Tom, that's what I'm telling you with the Hanged Man is that you're getting downloads and getting prophecies of what's to come. And so to pay attention to your thoughts, pay attention to your daydreams, even if it doesn't make sense. You might even want to have a dream journal because there's just something that spirit's trying to tell you. So Cappies can be hyper and funny. Capricorn is earth energy represented by the devil. We did have the devil come out in my little collective. What Tom, I think you were commenting there, and we had. Let me show you. The devil came out, and then in this deck, the devil is the actually. So I also think that you might be different than other people. Yeah, this is the devil in this deck. It's conditioning. So I think there's some differences to you and your personality that you've probably been told are not good. But no, don't listen to that. If you're the black sheep of the family, you'll understand what I mean when I say that. Okay, Sonia. You guys, I'm gonna get out of here. If nobody else is in the chat, I'm gonna be doing more of these. So I'm sure the more that I do, the harder it's gonna be to get your question in. But yeah, I'm tired and my throat hurts, so I'm gonna get on off of here. But I hope that helped you guys. You know, we're all in this kind of force. There's a lot of the signs in this forced time out, but I'm just here to let you know. Enjoy this while it lasts, because once next month starts, once we step into that fire horse energy, we're not gonna have a pause. We're not gonna have time to pause. It's gonna be go, 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 go. And trust me, just wait, okay? That energy is going to start ramping up towards the end of February. And then once we get to March, we're going to be off at the races. So, okay, you guys, I'm going to get on out of here. I really hope that helped you guys. I'm Pisces sun. I'm not sure what Sonia is. I don't feel good. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna go drink some tea. Thank you guys so much for engaging with the chat. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Sonia. I will be back and I'll be doing more of these. I don't know how often, but I'll see y'all later. Bye, guys.